hit the green on YouTube.
I don't have the green on YouTube. I am just running it through Plastic. Feels good, man. So I think that was the intro to the stream.
Yay.
Good times.
Crikey.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, we are currently just doing the last few bits of tidying up as the player party I decided at the last minute had leveled up. Because I make good decisions, as I'm sure everyone knows. Waiting for a few people to get back from various things, and I am adding some additional assets, because nothing like late game assets to really, you know, make things more interesting. Am I right, fellas?
Sure.
I'm just gonna edit this asset. That looks really awful. That looks much better. Okay. Oh, that looks awful. Oh well, never mind. It's several-year-old PNGs. Why do I have an Inquisitor tag saved in this file? That's just concerning.
Well, I hope everyone's having a nice Thursday evening so far. It'll only get worse as you watch.
Oh, yeah. Actually. Cool. So, does anyone in the player base have any questions so I can attempt to answer them coherently before we begin?
Is there anything I should know from last time?
Not really. Lots of rats were killed.
Ah,
Might be a short session today, but I thought I'd try and get some at least coherent done. Because, you know, reasons. So, if everybody is ready, if they are not ready, feel free to poke me and be like, oi, no, not ready yet.
Please, no.
This intense silence is indicating that people are ready.
Yep.
That can be the only possible thing. So, if people would like to make their way to the exit of the dungeon, and or basement, and or, you know, cellar, tunnel system, rat hole, whatever you want to call it. I was trying to find some assets to get, you know, like a nice room or something for the players to, you know, move into after this, and I can't find anything good. Like, the closest thing I can find is a Minecraft thing, and I'm not using that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Use a generic waiting room.
I'm not doing.
Use an elevator.
It's tempting to. See, it looks really nice, but is completely the wrong layout. I am just looking at Google Images while everyone makes their last preparations.
I'm back. Damn
Ooh.
elves. Went to take a whiz, I saw some smokes. They weren't actually smokes.
Okay,
Aye.
so if everybody is ready to proceed, we will move back to the. There isn't actually a transition scene for this because I can't find one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dun, dun,
Oh, we're back
dun,
in
dun,
Marketplace.
Oh, hell yeah.
Except we're not, but we are, because. Oh look! I actually left the office drawn on here really badly. Hey.
It's all good.
So, after knocking at the door for some time, a guard wanders over and goes, "Ah, you're alive. Should probably take you to the dean or the chancellor." And you are led back up the stairs. Point you see, you are led into the room that you had about 2 days past, I believe, been first introduced to. Is there anything you would like to open with before I attempt to harass you in a meaningful fashion?
Where am I?
I drag you up.
I feel like I'm being excluded here, and I think that's highly unfair. I feel needed.
On the objects and tokens layer and not on the GM layer. That will help. So. Well, I gather you're finished with our rat problem.
I indeed.
Wait, did I get dinner last time, or did I forget to pick any up? I didn't.
I
pick any
don't
up.
know. Anyway, as you have apparently dealt with our rat problem, you appear to be somewhat unexpectedly bloody for dealing with rats, and it took you a surprisingly long time, but never mind. Yeah. The turns to one of the guards and goes, "What's that bloke's name? The one with the stupid hat who has that? His room's near the gate." Yeah, go see him. You show him the way. At which point you are directed out of the room, and for at least most of you, back to a office you are vaguely familiar with. The large oaken chest is still on the table in that room. The seals on it have been broken, and the gentleman behind the desk, who is the somewhat mysterious-looking stranger you'd seen previously, is currently melting is melting wax in readiness for presumably resealing them. He sees you enter, briefly berates the guard for not knocking, and then proceeds to say, "Well, your timing is fortuitous, so I was going to have to go to the marketplace to look for someone else. Excellent, though. So, if you go out the town, follow the north road, go for about 6 miles, and you turn right. Can't miss it after that, don't worry. He rustles around under his desk for a minute, then bangs down a bag of coins. This much should be enough, just make sure it gets there. And, as before, don't open the box. Could go very bad for you if you open the box. Now, obviously, you've got supplies, obviously, whatever, go to the marketplace, whatever. Don't tell them that you're going north. People don't like it when you tell them they're going north. It's I don't know, I think it's a sports thing. I don't follow it. Either way, have
Leave the
fun.
north.
Once you've delivered it, if you want to come back, great. If not, then I'm sure my colleague at your next destination, you can't miss it, by the way, don't worry. He will pass you on either some more information or something else to do, or maybe you'll have something to bring back if you feel like continuity messengers, as you seem to be quite skilled in this by now. But yes, off you go, have a nice day. And while he's been doing this, he's been pouring the wax into the locks, and then has stamped it with a rather unusual looking seal, which I have not thought to draw properly, except apart from on my desk, and I'm not gonna, take a picture of that, because that's just not helpful. He kind of shoos you out of his office, having made sure at least one of you has picked up the crate and cash. So let's go back to the pub.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess. We'll see how much money we have. So.
It's not railroading, it's just characters that are impatient. And I have forgotten to draw fucking rooms for them because I was too busy making the thing I'm doing for later, and I was like, this will be fine. I don't need to have interior sets.
Oh, hell yeah.
Happy merchant.
Alright,
my
let's assert our dominance on the artwork and just sit on top of these NPCs.
I'm the dwarf now. So how many shekels did we?
You surreptitiously count them out. You reckon you've got about 50 gold pieces worth of miscellaneous, cash, essentially.
All right.
Which is above the rate that you had previously been agreed on, so,
That's good.
yep.
How much was that again? Sorry, so I can't see the list.
Equivalent of 10 gold each, assuming you're sharing it equally.
10 gold each, that's alright.
Yeah.
I presume that was for the rats as well, or...
Not entirely clear, to be honest. You just got given a big sack of cash.
Okay.
This feels like a trick.
Grug shall pocket his shit.
Understandable.
Yeah, I'll add that to my list. There we go.
Can I drag this out as an item? No. Brilliant. It's not very helpful, is it?
Okay, is the box like smaller or larger than the other one, or is it different in
It
any other
is
way?
the same box.
Ah, oh, you just resealed it. What? Okay.
Yes.
I really want to just open it and see what the hell's in it, but
I think we should open it. We're in the
yeah,
perfect place for it.
I don't know if we want to be couriers the rest of our lives. This seems like a shit job, to be honest. Like, we don't even get paid. Like, what was the last job paid us? Like 1 gold or 2 gold or something.
Is Chahonk here? Can we get him to open it?
Oh no.
Get the goose to do the dirty work.
No.
I'm just checking the asset because I had something recorded previously for it. I want to make sure I've got the right one.
I mean,
Okay, I use that one.
I mean, we could open it one if we leave town, just in case something bad happens. But
But we'll also ruin our prospects of getting
well, more
and
contract.
probably continued work for that organism.
Yeah.
Just what's
Did
inside.
they poured wax into the lock?
Yes.
So would we need like someone with a very small, sharp knife to do it? Because if that's the case, Penny's our guy.
What?
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 Well,
What?
Well, you have the chest anyway, and he didn't specify a time scale, but
I mean, we
You
could
got a
do
sense
something
of it.
else, like, to be fair.
Yeah.
And just hold on to the box.
Such as.
We could find out if someone needs, that has jobs for, like, clearing out a place, or do something a bit more creative, like, make drugs or something like that. Just to get money.
Problem is, like, the local law enforcement already doesn't like.
Yeah, well, we could ditch this town. Well,
So,
why don't we go to this place up north and see if that's got better, prospects for careers?
we have plenty of reputation over there to ruin.
Yes.
Before we go, I think there's a dean to settle some business with here.
Oh shit.
For fuck's sake.
Oh no.
After all, we don't need to come back.
So you want to assassinate the dean?
Some say assassinate, some say murder.
Okay.
I don't like
I
those
don't think
odds.
it's important enough for the word assassinate, so I'm going with murder.
I think assassination is only used when it's a political person.
So
Well, I
isn't
mean,
he
you
the
might be a
dean
prick.
of a magical
Here we go. Here we
college?
go.
Let's
Because
go.
I don't just want to kill him because, lol.
I
Find
do.
out if he's got any political enemies first, so we can get rewards off.
Oh, I like the way you think. Might as well
Skog,
make
do
a
we know
living doing
anything
what
off
you
the
love.
top of our heads about the dean? Do we have to roll for this?
you are basically strangers in this land.
Hmm.
What you know about the dean is he is a rather tired-looking elderly elf.
Hmm. Well, he's not going to die anytime soon because he's an elf. That's unfortunate.
Maybe we could get some roosters to just like keep him up all night.
I mean, you could play a prank on him if you want.
No, I mean so he'll die of, not being able to sleep.
Alright.
Tyme, you have animal friends.
Yes. As my cat meows, wait.
Oh, hell yeah.
Do you have any particularly noisy friends?
She might have a cat.
I think my cat is not doing well. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hi. I'll let you decide if you want to prank the dean yourself. Apart from that, I reckon we should buy some stuff with our gold that we might need and just go to this northern town and see if that is a better place for us to actually find work and make a name for ourselves.
Get some basic travel
'cause here's the
supplies
thing.
and
Yeah.
some pull of the game.
If we go to a more less prosperous place, that would be good because then we can make ourselves more useful than to this civilized town because there's too much law and order here for our plans, I guess. Because if we start causing trouble like selling drugs around here, then we'll get caught really quickly. So. But then again,
Well, I
Yeah,
heard
let's
that
just-
I heard that Dean plans on going north. How strange.
oof.
I say very loud and conspicuously.
There is a amount of a hush settles over the room as you mention north.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I don't know why that Dean said he loves the north so much.
He seemed really into it.
Great,
Some
it's just
people actively
really
start
good bridges, isn't
leaving the premises.
Doesn't he go up there like every week?
People don't go north. Or if they do, they don't come back.
I agree. I
Well,
wouldn't
yeah,
You'd
really
probably
call
best
him.
does.
not be going there, strangers.
I'd hardly call him a person
Strange
myself.
people live there.
Strange people.
I quite like the north. Where I'm from, the north's quite nice.
Would you like to roll a perception check, anybody?
Yeah, sure. I guess. Or just to see how the people are feeling about the north. Right.
Yeah, go with that. I'll let you know how it goes.
Which type of perception?
Whatever you feel is relevant. Justify it in your
This is
roll.
not a-
mark. Stu, you can't help but notice the landlord appears to be holding a large cudgel in his hand. and
Wow,
is,
this is pure
waving it vaguely
racism, mate.
menacingly.
I'm also gonna do a spot check.
You can see, you sense, Penny, that several people nearby have got knives drawn under the table as you can hear the leathery sounds of them being pulled from their sheaves. It
You
may be
guys, how
advisable
about
to
we
leave.
Oh, I like how you finished the sentence.
So we're going. So who's going north again?
Well, we are, but
Apparently we are.
apparently...
Oh,
well,
we're
that
going
was-
north. We should definitely say that louder so everyone can hear.
Yeah.
We're going now.
No, we're not. No one
Dude,
said.
what did Penny just do there? Gosh, she's
But
just
no
got-
one.
Can't believe you've done this, Penny.
Okay,
You know what, let's
imagine,
just-
if you will, the sound of the piano in the background suddenly stopping.
We should have opened the box first.
Yeah, let's just abandon all caution at this point.
Are there any
No.
sausage rolls in the north?
No, you dumb woman. The elf is going north. We're not. Could I roll bluff or something for that?
I hear the
I mean,
parties
you-
in the north though.
Like have a party rock.
Ah,
Oh, that's amazing bullshit, right?
That's convincing. Hopefully.
There is still a strong air of aggression in the area. And you can hear the sound of someone throwing a dagger into a table.
Would you
Fucking
like to come
edgy
with
boys.
us? We're going north of the party.
we're not going north.
Just join us. It's a party. The tailgate.
could-
was good.
I'm good. Could you want me a reflex save?
Which one's reflex again?
Ref.
Wait, everyone?
While,
Or
Just
while,
over go.
while he's doing
This
that...
one.
Oh, hell yeah. Like a boss.
Get wrecked,
You
bitch. We're
duck
going
as
north.
you duck as a small hatchet buries itself in the beam next to your head.
Right, if it would have hit anything, it would have hit the bucket on my head. We're good. Still going north, bitch.
We should just
You
start
get
yelling
sort
North
of a
FC.
sensation of pitchforks building in the area around you.
I pull off that bluff and you immediately go and contradict.
Oh well, yeah, I'm a bit of a dick about that. Sorry about that. Should we just ask them why they don't like the North or something?
Well, I was about to ask God, can I just try and make a history check to see what about the North, or would it be geography, in fact?
You are not familiar with the area. However, you can
was-
make a history check and see if you can remember anything you may have heard.
No, I know fuck all about the.
Well, you
Do
can
I
remember
maybe?
that the guy you saw at the university or the college, whatever, had said it was some kind of sports team issue.
Oh, hell yeah! Fucking the old
Oh,
firm
right.
rivalry once again.
Do they have anything against North FC? Is that what you're saying?
Because we're North FC for life, bro.
South. Live North. I'm saying this out of character.
The
Just making it-
the landlord is having a brief discussion with one of the bar ladies, and they are suddenly and hurriedly putting all the glasses behind the counter.
So let's go north now.
Yes.
Rug just sort of slowly.
Yeah,
walks
like
towards
let's
the door.
like
If you want to roll a
chat.
spot check, anybody?
Oh, okay. Where's my? Oh, there we go.
Okay, Penny, you're pretty sure you can see some flaming torches and pitchforks outside the window.
Again.
Seems that news travels fast around here.
That's, in fact, you know what?
So-
These people might be telepaths.
Deja
That's
vu.
unnaturally fast.
Are they chaos?
So-
Should we be killing them?
So, is this building made out of wood?
Burn the witch.
It's combination wood and stone.
Can we leave by the back door instead?
Possibly.
Let's get up like Chads, like slowly with our hands on our weapons
Chad.
and just walk out the back.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. My
Okay.
hand on my sword.
Because we're
Do
North
we take the
FC,
chest
bro.
with us, or are we just gonna open that later?
We'll open it later, I think.
Alright.
But I think we should definitely open it now that the town don't like us. So.
Can't imagine why. I hear the north is delightful.
Yes. North is a wonderful place full of good, honest people. So,
Love Sussex
They
Road.
didn't do nothing.
yes.
Okay, so where
So
are we
you-
leaving?
So you're leading out to the back door then, yes?
If possible, yes. If not, we'll have to kill someone
Yeah.
else.
The fact that you're leaving seems to satisfy most of the, pitchforky type people who are sort of gathering
Pussies.
in the nearby area.
So what about the rest?
They seem uninclined to cast the first, brick.
Cunts.
Hoofers.
The only downside to this is we can't do any shopping. Whatever. We'll come back and burn this town down later on.
Oh, okay. So, would you like to move this along to trundling down the road to the north? Or do you want to go somewhere else?
I suggest we
think we
walk
should
out the,
probably
the
go.
south end of the city and then go around.
Yes. So they
Oh,
don't
okay.
know. Okay. Yeah, why not?
Alright, boys, let's head south.
Daft.
I will shuffle things along then a bit.
Then we'll do
So,
a U-turn.
after-
So.
Let me adjust the, where's the... Alright, apparently I don't just have that queued up anymore, so give me a second, I'm afraid. Remember when this place had, like, Roll20 had more audio stuff?
Oh yeah, those were good days.
Yeah.
Now you have to go
Shame,
on
isn't it?
YouTube and find ambience tracks and stuff. This is a nice tree though.
It's...
I'll be right back. I need
massive.
to take care of my cat.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, this tree is mass. You can see it from several miles away.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Should we burn it down?
I mean, we could, I suppose.
Not that I mind this idea. I'm just suggesting we don't announce that plan to when we're near people.
Or
But it'd be a great distraction for us to go to the north or go back into the town and buy supplies.
just make the
They
crowd
were really
leave.
sensitive about their tree in this previous town we were in, and that tree wasn't even anything all that special. I don't know how sensitive about this tree they'll be.
Hmm.
Is there anything
Yeah.
unique about this tree? Does it have some kind of magic bound to it or some shit? Or is it just a tree?
Well, it's fucking enormous. That's the
think
main
proportion-
point. It appears to be an oak tree, although I don't actually know. I don't think that is a picture of an oak tree, but never mind.
Can you imagine how satisfying it would be though to chop that fucker down?
Yeah.
You
Watching it
reckon
fall.
it's a good 12 feet across the base.
It'll take a while, but we'll get there.
I mean, there's 5 of us with our hatchets.
Yeah.
It's very peaceful in this area. You don't feel tired walking through the grove around it. And there's a almost perfect circle of other trees around the clearing that it's centered in.
Must have been one of Skog's autist forests.
Also, lots of sort of just wild flowers just growing everywhere along the ground. Apart from there's a path which leads up to the tree and then around it you can just about see. It seems like a well-walked track, but a very natural area, almost suspiciously natural. I say this enormous tree. It must be 150 feet tall, you reckon?
Seems like elven
No bad
trickery
fun.
to me.
Elves live on top of it, are we?
You can see in the sort of midday sun that it's actually fairly sparse. The branches have very few leaves, even at this time of year, where it's summerish. I think autumnish. I don't actually remember what time of year is meant to be. I'm going to say autumnish, but it's not late enough in autumn that you'd be expecting no leaves on the trees.
Is there any tracks on the ground, or I'd have to test to find out?
You can't immediately see any tracks on the ground. However, there is a pathway that runs in each of the cardinal directions from this point.
Okay.
It doesn't sound
So I
very
have a
natural.
tracking ability, which might be handy soon. So.
Oh. Very peaceful area. There's lots of pleasant
Were we
chirpings
supposed to
of
bring a
birds.
picnic or something?
I mean, getting supplies may have helped, but I'm not going to press that point at this time.
We still have Chahunk. We could burn the tree down and use him for dinner.
Oh no.
Druid might complain.
Can I harvest some stuff from this grove, like mushrooms that are easy, that are safe to eat, or whatever, or plants? Just some stuff
You can do a survival check.
Yeah, I'll do that, because we apparently don't have much rations left.
Nom nom.
So we're gonna have to make do. I'll do a survival. Oh, brah. Okay. I find us a deer, apparently. Like, Jesus.
You don't find a deer, but you do find a plentiful supply of root vegetables and things growing in one of the dips in the ground. You find a number of onions and potatoes, and even a small tomato bush that appears to be heavy with fruit.
We take it all.
Yes.
Oh.
So how many days
You'll
of
find
food?
near the base of the tree several larger edible mushrooms. You probably have got food for 3 or 4 days if you, pace yourselves.
Nice.
I think we
Nom
had, according to my sheet, we had 7 days of food left from our old rations, so... I guess...
I mean, you've probably used 3 or 4 of those already.
So, okay, so 7, 6 for 4...
I might have some rat.
So we still got 7 days of food, okay, cool. Oh, that's the point, we've got all those rats on my belt. We could cook them.
I wouldn't fancy them at this point.
Nom 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 nom.
Carrying rats around in the heat for a few days. Yeah.
I guess I'll make another survival check on the rats, see if any
Yeah,
of them
you
are
can do
edible
that.
still.
Well, wouldn't we have eaten them immediately if we were gonna eat them? Like before our rations?
Maybe, I guess, but because otherwise I'm just gonna probably have to dump these rats because they'll start to become, infectious and necrotic. So
Oh,
Well, yeah,
fantastic soup.
Now, weren't you
Fine.
planning on getting into alchemy? You could probably make some use
oh
out
well,
of that.
that's what was the other thing. I better do it now then before they get any worse. So Scott, can I use the mortar and pestle in my tools to like skin them and get any organs?
That's
and...
not how mortar and pestle works. But,
well, whatever tools I
you
need.
you can peel them with your knife.
Yeah. Like I need.
You actually have you have that other knife that you gained recently that might be good for that purpose.
Oh, Penny's silver knife.
Yeah, potentially. You're pretty sure that you remember silver being good for, like, hygiene or whatever.
Okay. I'll ask Penny. Hey, Penny, can I borrow your silver knife for a moment, please?
Where'd everybody go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only got me.
Okay, that's fine. As long as it's not just me.
No, they're all coming back. There you go.
Cool.
Did Penny go to deal with her cat or something?
Yeah. I'll
No,
take her
it's like
silence.
everyone.
Just take a knife.
I'll
Just
take her
she won't
silence
know.
as a yes. Yeah, it's consent.
Yeah, just take it anyway. She won't notice it.
Um,
Don't forget, she forgot she left it in a rat like many moves back in the last game.
Right.
Interesting call.
So it's alchemy
rustle for a
to
second and start
harvest
listening.
what regrants I can from the thing, I guess. Skog, or is it some other test?
I just want to chop the tree down.
I'm eating biscuits. Yeah, you can do alchemy to try and collect anything you think may be useful from it. But you could just do a survival check or similar on it to, get what meat you can.
Well, I'll get
Like,
the meat
you've,
first, and then what's left I'll use for alchemy stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Okay, so as you take the silver knife, and as you go to sort of start, kind of like pare the meat, as it were, like, peel it essentially.
Yep.
As you touch the knife up on its, like the bit at the back of the neck to, peel it, the rat suddenly, like, lurches in your hand and skitters away.
Oh shit. Okay.
Should have eaten it.
That rat was playing possum.
So they're undead rats. Huh.
Could have had that fucker help us cut a tree down.
Can I sever their, like, nerve endings first? Their spinal columns, they can't actually move. Like,
Talk me through the steps here so I know what you're trying to do.
Break neck.
like, just break the neck, yeah, so...
Okay. Yeah?
Because
you
even
can-
if it's
you can do that.
undead, I feel like it won't have motor function if I snap its spine and disconnect that.
Okay.
So, do I need to roll for that?
No, you can snap a dead rat's neck.
And then I'll carry on with what I was trying to do before and get the meat.
Okay. Once again, as you touch the knife to it, it violently writhes in your hands, bites you, and then runs off into the undergrowth.
Okay. Let's just burn them. Let's just get a small fire going and just chuck
Bam,
them.
stick on the barbecue. I can eat these bitches.
Would you like to try? Would you like to try to do that with a regular, non-silver implement?
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I'll use my
Like,
normal.
Silver resurrection or
Here's my sword.
Okay. I'll use a normal blades in that case to carry on harvesting the meat off the rats. See if that's different. Science, folks.
Okay. It peels.
Okay, so the silver reacts in an interesting way. I'll give that back to Penny, whatever, because that's no good to me, apparently. I'll peel the meat off the rats with a normal blade.
Oh, nom nom nom.
Okay.
I guess we cook it. I don't know if I want to eat it now that I know they're undead rats, but I guess everyone else can.
Om nom nom.
Doesn't even want to eat the undead rats. What a bigot.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that
Kills them,
technically
carries
free?
them around for days.
Nah, I don't
we
want to eat this. I don't want to eat these things now.
Are we allowed to like hit the tree or anything, or do we just have to stand back and do nothing?
What do you want to do?
Thwack the tree.
Okay, you can strike the tree. How do you wish to strike the tree?
Where's Chahunk? I want to use him as a golf club.
We'll be right back.
I would
Failing
hazard
that, I'll
that
just
might
use
not go well for you.
Oh, is it a Whomping Willow?
Well, I'd imagine the goose would bite you.
Oh, fuck the goose. Can I just tap it with my hammer or something?
Isn't that kind of
Follow
channel?
inside or anything?
Yeah,
What do I have to do for that?
you can just do it. It's a tree. You're not going to miss.
Okay. Hit the tree. Bang. I don't know if I meant to roll something here.
No, it's fine. A Vorpal goose. Tempting. So as you strike it, you peel back a strip of the bark,
Uh-huh.
and it grows back rather quickly.
Oh,
Oh.
so it's magical.
Is this an
Fucking
SCP?
Wolverine.
Oh god. Okay.
That bark be edible.
So chopping it down will be tricky. I wonder how burning it will do. Heal from this bitch.
Do you like to try
Or
and
if you
set it
stick
on
it,
fire?
if you stick it in a part of like stick it in a wood chipper, does it just grow back as you're chipping it? That's like an endless supply of wood chip. That's brilliant.
There is actually an SCP story where something like this happened.
Fucking D&D duplication glitch.
Really? I'll allude to the guys. Everyone has to decide whether we burn this tree to the ground.
We'll do it as last once we've, I guess, rested and because I want to finish my
Walk
alcohol.
away.
As I
Yeah.
said, you had all recovered all of your damage. You will
Okay.
still be at full hit points.
Well-
However, Omegon, you have lost a hit point.
Anything
Have I lost
important
a hit
happened in the
point?
last minute?
Oh, what a shame! I lost a hit point.
I want to finish getting the alchemy and then I guess we can move out and try and burn the tree down as we leave.
Okay.
For the lulz, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably spite the elves.
It probably would actually. So I guess I do a craft alchemy now. Let's go to see what I get. What's left of
Yeah.
the rats. Okay. I do not have tools, so not much. I don't think.
You get what might be a few useful bits and pieces.
I will write that down verbatim. A few useful bits.
That
and pieces.
might is so damn important.
I mean, they might not keep.
Damn. What a shame.
I'm sure
If
there's
they
probably
don't
some
keep-
magical
oh,
items
probably.
that use, rat leather and tiny
Rat-
rat kidneys and stuff. but it's
Rat hide
unlikely.
armor. Just the greatest.
The gnome is Titan.
Okay.
So I gather you wish to set fire to the tree. How would you like to go about this?
We could get a torch and
Can we just take 2 branches off the tree and just start rubbing them together? It'll grow them back anyway.
The nearest branches are about 20 feet up.
Can we yeet someone up there to get them?
I mean, you can try.
Then we
where's
have a
Chunk?
ghost.
well, we could gather like loads of moss and shrubbery and shit that's flammable, pile it all around at the bottom of the tree, and have stones prop it up, and
Or
then just
we
and
can
then the
get
flames
each
should
of us
just
get
lick
the
it.
stuff out of our belly buttons and use that.
Well, oh yes, that's the point. Have you been walking around the tree, or are you just looking at the side you've approached it from? I should have made this more obvious earlier,
I
as
guess
I'm
I'll look
being
around
slow.
the tree. Yeah.
You notice on the north face of the tree is a very large, very angry face.
Oh
carved into
hell
the wood.
yeah, it's my boy, the North FC. Does that mean this
North
tree is
F tree.
affiliated with North FC?
Brexit means Brexit.
Simple as.
Oh hell yeah, this is our tree now. We shouldn't have.
Alright,
tried
we're not
that.
burning it. Fuck it. It can
Yeah,
stay.
this is.
Could you roll me a
this
spot check
What about
as you're looking at
it's
the
a
north
northern
face?
tree.
northern tree?
Daventry. This tree's called Davin.
Oh Jesus
Okay,
Christ!
Grug, you notice there's something in the undergrowth, and as you dig it out, Stu sees quite clearly that it appears to be an old shield, which,
Oh.
although very cracked and faded compared to this image I'm going to pop up on screen, is appears to be some kind of unusual looking what's the word? Thing on it.
Symbol.
Sort of-
Insignia, yeah.
Yeah, it's tucked in down the base. It's very corroded, but the
Very familiar.
bands are basically just rust. But it's very deep within. You're also kind of concerned that there's what appears to be a hand poking up out of the roots. Who
Oh.
was holding this? And by a hand, there's a few bits of bone.
Oh yeah,
I
let's.
suggest we poke that hand with the silver knife.
Grug shall put it back. Not wanting
Okay.
to do any grave robbing.
I'm gonna drop out for tonight. I'm sorry, I still have things to do.
No
Okay.
worry.
Alright.
See you,
Goodbye.
Penny.
Have a good game.
Thank you.
No worry.
Right. You don't want a grave rob.
When did you guys get morals?
Does
yeah,
that
was-
hand
is
look
that like a
elven?
dwarf thing, like just a racial thing?
It's bone.
Venerate the ancestors.
Ah, okay. Alright.
They're not our ancestors, though.
Because I kind of do want to look at the shield and at least figure out the history, like see if I recognize the sigil on it.
If you want to do that, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's just that Grug.
Doesn't like disturbing skeletons. Okay. Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Very
mean that's
spooky
that's
thing.
probably fair enough to be fair.
Scott, can you clarify that hand? Did you say it's sticking out of the ground, or?
Somewhat, yes.
Well, basically, I'm wondering if, from the way I see it, if it's possible it's attached to more than a hand.
It might possibly be, but it is seemingly consumed by the roots of the tree.
Can we
Yeah,
diggy
let's poke
diggy
it
hole?
with the. Poke the hand with the knife.
Okay.
We
See
can
what
just use
happens.
Penny's silver knife. Free game now.
Yeah,
Let's just
The,
not-
As you poke at it, the bones that already seem very brittle crumble to dust.
Oh, we should have
Oh.
done digging.
Alright. What do
Wait,
I roll?
Those brought those rats to life, and it crumbled that hand.
Different species maybe have different reactions, perhaps.
Maybe it's to do with being just a hand.
Is it history or
we-
nobility for the sigil, or something else?
It will be either, to be honest, but it will be probably a very difficult check based on the amount of rust and the fact that it was almost consumed by a tree.
I'll go for it.
You can vaguely remember something from this was yeah. You're not too sure. You think a noble house from this vague part of the world, but they've not been around for a long time.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Is there anything else left to do here, folks, or should we carry on up north? Go to the Great Promised Land.
You said that face on the tree is just carved into it?
Yes.
Why does this remind me of the H.P. Lovecraft story?
Oi,
You should-
tree.
It continues to be a tree.
It's not on top of like a grave because there was a hand, so it kind of implies perhaps there's some buried underneath.
So, does anyone want to try poking the tree with the silver knife?
Not me.
Hey, Tyme. Say we make her do it.
Hmm.
I'll take her silence as consent.
Oh god.
Yeah, you can do things yourselves. I'm not gonna use Penny as like a guinea pig for things.
I
Okay,
mean,
well,
as long as we can borrow her knife, like, I'm fine with that.
It should be functional.
Yeah.
Maybe
Do
we
this.
can find some traveler to try it for us. Oi, anyone out there?
What, to
Can
poke
hear
the tree with a
occasional
silver...
sound of bird.
So you want to poke the tree with a silver knife?
I
Poke
want
the face.
someone to do it.
I mean, I'll do it, like, I'll straight up do it if we've not got no other option. Alright.
I mean, I guess that's what mercenaries are for.
Uh-huh. Think of the
Having you
benefits.
stab
Think of
things.
the hazard pay.
Well, I mean, if I'm not gonna have you stab things for me, then why would I hire a merc?
Mm-hmm. I'll gently tap the silver blade against the tree.
Okay. The blade vibrates for a second and gets warm in your hand, but that is all.
Cool. Alright.
Dissipates rather quickly.
That's pretty dank. Alright.
Try carving off a bit.
I'll try peeling a tiniest bit off of it. Like a
You want to try
slither.
and carve some off the tree.
A tiniest
Okay.
slither, yes.
You manage to cut away a sliver of bark. The tree smooths itself back over afterwards, and getting to kind of feel a bit tired of its presence. But you have a strip of the bark.
Does the bark have any magical properties, or is it just bark?
It seems to just be bark, but you are not, sure.
I'll pocket it anyway. We can maybe use it as an alchemical ingredient. It might be useful.
Okay.
That's
Kinda
pretty
special
dank.
Infinity wood.
At least it still regrows. Like, you haven't done any lasting harm to it. Right. Because this is the North FC tree, so... Because that shield is probably from the North families, so...
Oh.
Carve your name into the tree.
Oh, we could do that. I mean, we don't actually have a party name, so...
The grudge holders.
Could I just... Could we literally inscribe North FC into the tree with the knife?
I mean, you could, but based on prior experience, it will not progress.
Okay. I'll leave it then. Alright. Do you want to do anything else, or should we head up north? Actually, let's open the box here, actually.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do
Well,
that
if we
next to this
plan on-
calm, peaceful tree.
Well, I get the feeling that if we want to complete this job, then we probably shouldn't. But I'm fine with opening it.
I'm fine either way. Does
But I
any...
also get a feeling that there'll be some way that they can identify that we opened it.
We
I
probably
mean-
shouldn't open it.
That is the only problem, is they might have some alarm system on it, like fucking a tracking device of mage bullshit to say that we opened it.
Plus, like, what do we have to gain from it? We
Whatever's
don't
in
know
there.
what's in it.
Hmm.
Unless we plan on stealing it, there's probably no real
Well,
benefit.
I'll tell you what. We'll hold on to it for now. When we get up north and get to near where the client might be, we might decide otherwise, like not to give it to him.
You-
There you go. We will keep everyone guessing till the last minute what we're gonna do.
Oh, okay.
We could threaten him that we'll open it without unless we get paid more.
I'll open this fucking box if you don't give us more.
I swear I'll do it.
Alright. Skog, I guess we
So-
head forth.
Oh, okay. So you're not gonna do anything else here. You're just gonna head off north.
I'm just gonna leave a
Okay.
match by the bottom of the tree. See ya.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is burning.
I mean, the match is burning. Yeah.
The chat really wants us to open the box as well. That's interesting.
I do. Let's set up thwack in the box. It's hit. Now what? Do I have to do something?
So the lock, you notice that there are two, one on each side. I didn't get the right picture apparently. The locks are quite stout padlocks, and they are sealed with. They've had wax poured into them, and then they've been sealed with some kind of signet ring on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
There is a key. You can feel sort of in a little pocket underneath the box, which seems somewhat unusual. However, the seal on it
What's the box
Is-
made of?
made of wood.
Oh, good. So we can break it without having to use the locks. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Really
I
not
apparently
sure
have literally no information down other than it is called the chest.
That's pretty
Well
cool.
done, me. I put so much time and effort into this originally, and apparently forgot to write any of it down.
Who's the strongest? I want them to throw. I want them to smash it.
It's
I
probably
mean, the
Grog.
thing is, I'd like money, so I would like to get paid for this job.
I don't care about that.
Okay, fair enough.
But if you want money, you go ahead. It's all good.
I think we'll stick with the original idea of when we go up north, if things become horrible or interesting, we can open the box then. It might have something in there that helps us if things go south.
Sounds good.
So I
We're
guess
taking the road north.
yeah, but we're doing like the U-turn, you know, like because we went out of the town the south way, and now we do a U-turn to go up north, so no one sees us going up north.
Okay, well, I mean, this was the North Road. So,
All right, that's fine. Yeah.
I mean, I'd assumed that when you said you're going to go out south around the town, that you would actually go north, so that was
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, no, that's
Okay,
what
so you're going to keep going north. Alright, well. The forest continues for some time. You kind of feel tired now that you've left the clearing, but do you feel somewhat invigorated
So the clearing
compared
was a good
to
point.
before
Okay.
you arrived? However, as the evening draws on, the light begins to fade quite rapidly as the trees seem to be. Well, the path through the trees is leading slowly down to a valley, and the light fades rather more quickly than anticipated.
Spooky.
It is the sort of extreme left side of the map.
Oh, we're on a map now. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We just need Glug.
Grug, you there, buddy? Guys, I think we lost Grug.
The chat says it's actually Pandora's box. It probably is, but you know. Still
I
open
reckon it's
it,
just
lol.
Jumanji.
It's Jumanji.
Skunk, does this box look any different from the one that we had to bring to the town we were just at?
It appears to be the same
Yeah,
box.
it was because I asked this earlier. Yeah. Because recycling is a big ethic in the medieval times. Gotta reuse your boxes, bro.
I mean, it's a pretty
I
substantial
mean, they are
chest.
here.
Yeah.
Of course, considering the infinite source of bark.
I've just thought we're just Amazon delivery men at this point. God, for the Mages Guild.
You can use chests made out of authentic Amazon wood.
See, I want to progress, but I don't know if we should wait for the hand to get back. He's just gone back.
Well, we can wait a bit longer, I'm sure, without issue.
I'll just slowly creep forward until he gets back.
Right.
Oh, there you go.
Ah.
Lazy, so I'm just gonna slowly draw in.
Yeah. Do I have to roll
bits.
stealth, or are we... I mean...
No, just say if you want to roll stealth, you can do. If you want to roll spot checks, you can do. The light is starting to fade, so even with your unnatural vision, the fact that it's sunset makes your vision less good because you're not relying on darkness. It's the sort of obnoxious level of light that isn't very helpful.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop and do a spot check before advancing for a moment.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do that occasionally, I think. Rather than stealthing.
Okay, so you notice, rather urgently, that there appear to be some something in the trees. The first of which you hear is some birds. You can hear their quaking and various other
Wait a minute, they the same
bird-like
birds
noises.
in the vampire castle?
I mean, it's the same asset.
Oh shit! It's an orc.
A large goblinoid steps out from behind one of the trees and vaguely kind of threatens you with a spear.
Oh, hello there, sir. Ah, you've brought friends.
As you look around, there appear to be more of them.
Are they doing anything in particular? Or are they just standing there
They're
staring?
just kind of staring at you rather kind of awkwardly, but
Pricks.
they are holding weapons.
These are not true North FC boys.
Quite a few of them.
Alright. I'll... Lads, should we just carry on? Cause...
No.
No.
Probably shouldn't.
Well, I mean, are they going to talk to us, or are they just going to be gay and stare at us?
You notice that some of them appear to be holding crossbows, which they aiming in your direction.
Oi, mate, you threatening us?
Is there any cover nearby?
You hear a ka-chunk, and a quarrel lands near your foot, Kurak.
I think they're threatening us, yeah.
Wait, don't they like going north either?
What is it?
Do you
Are we
want something?
A second quarrel lands near your other foot.
Alright. Is it go time, lads? Because I don't think we can get through this unless we get them out of the way.
I'm gonna roll sense motive to try and deduce from this if they.
Yeah, I'll
if
do
there's
that as
anything
well. Just
particularly they want.
what's the deal? What gives?
They seem kind of hostile.
Oh.
Like they
I
don't
think
want you to
they're
go
very
past,
friendly,
but they're kind of
apparently.
awkwardly mugging you. It seems they hadn't really practiced what they're meant to say in this circumstance.
Oh, so they're just
As
Okay.
you're either rushing to attack them or running away. They're sort of like, huh.
Well,
Who looks the most important out of all of them?
The one nearest you is wearing a large spectacle helm and has a rather fine shirt of chainmail, and is holding what looks a lot like a poleaxe.
oh hell yeah, take that off them. Yeah, fuck these boys. Let's take their shit.
I get a strange feeling.
they robbed the wrong boys.
I'm just saying, either they're bad shots or there's something they want from us that doesn't involve killing
Oh
us.
hell
so-
yeah, boy!
What do we roll?
The initiative.
Initiative. So click your token. And then
Initiative.
Click on your
This
token
one?
and then top left.
just
Oh
go-
fuck!
Oof.
God's sake!
The party of
I still
epicness.
have that
and-
stellar rolling then.
I'm just going to open up my Excel document that has my
Right.
character, my monster manual in it.
I'm 1/100th behind Stu.
Nuke the leader first, guys, and then we'll mop up the rest. Because they might run
not
away,
gonna see
you know. Like, fuck.
Where did I put the stats for these? There Alright. Now you've all rolled, I can roll mine. So it has the thing of when you're adding stuff to the initiative queue, it's normally just derails what's currently on the initiative queue, which is kind of annoying.
Huh.
So if say you're typing in a number, it'll, you know, erase it essentially unless you've hit enter already. Good times. Turn. Okay.
Okay. Let's see if I'm in short range. Yep.
You may cast the first blow.
Oh hell yeah, well I'm gonna quick scope this guy with rapid shot. Weapons. Let's see, what do I get? So I get +1 for that.
Probably should have finished statting these earlier, but well, the stats are. I'm just writing them down on the Roll20 for convenience.
Okay, first shot.
Okay.
Misses.
Oh yeah.
Second shot.
Oof.
Bit better.
E.
The shot managed to catch the goblin man in just above the just above the knee in like the meat of the thigh.
Oof. He's not gonna run away.
His movement.
Oh hell yeah. Damage is... where is it? Oh yeah, 1d8 plus 1, right. Do-do-do. Oof.
And where's the +1 from?
Point blank.
Is that a thing
Alright.
with bows?
Yeah,
Yeah,
+1.
It's for
on
range
attack
weapon
and damage.
within close range.
Yeah, 30 feet.
Oh. Fair enough. It's rare that I end up having bows in that range. Alright.
Okay, well, I'm going to hold my sword out, and I will begin to inspire courage
Oh hell
by
yeah.
humming a tune. Do, 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 do.
Sing about North FC.
Oh, okay. Will that be all for your turn?
Oh, do you know what you need to do, correct? Hum the match of the day theme. Just play
That's
that.
the
Well,
inspiring
actually,
courage.
I was doing a football song actually. Do, 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 do,
Conquered
do,
old
do, do.
Chippy.
So, Grug, it's your go.
Korak, out of curiosity, what's the bonus from Inspiring Courage? Just +1?
It's a +1 to, let me just double check exactly everything it applies to.
Yeah.
Courage, okay. Saving throws against charm and fear effects, morale bonus on attack and weapon damage rolls.
You. Alright.
So yeah, your attack and damage and certain saving throws will go up by 1.
Right. Well, Grug is gonna charge the important-looking half-orc or goblin and attempt smash, which will probably go through his threatened range, but fuck it.
Well, he does have a poleaxe, so he has a longer threatened range.
Figured as well.
He'll take a swing at you as you move in, but you can still attempt to attack, assuming he doesn't, fucking one-shot you.
Let's hope he doesn't.
Skog's rolls have carried over well then.
Oh no.
What even is fucking dice rolls at this point?
Oof.
Lol.
23.
Well, I mean, you've hit him.
Grug smash, right. And do this the old-fashioned way.
You hit him quite brutally for quite a bit of damage.
Oh yeah.
It is, however, now it's go. Make sure I've got my stats right. Well, he hits you.
Oof.
In doing so, brings his poleaxe down for a devastating 1 damage.
He chings his weapon off the wall like Dark Souls.
Sometimes I should just lie about the dice results, I'm pretty sure at this point.
Right, fine.
Oh, that's funny. I thought I was hearing music from this the whole time. No, it turns out I still have Mountain Blade running in the background.
Oh god. You
Okay,
just heard the
close that.
arrows whizzing around.
No. It was just like main menu music for Viking Conquest. Good music still.
Also,
Ah,
hello,
yes.
pasta and chat.
Hey, Pasta.
So, it is crossbow gang. I'm going to use some different dice for this one, because fuck those dice. The 2 to the, well, on this view, the south of the road, take shots at Grug. One of them hits, and does 4 damage to you.
Alright.
The 2 to the north of the road, aim at Mr. Man. Oof. And do a combination of 12 damage.
Oof. Bruh, those are some
I actually
nasty
rolled well for
crossbows.
once. Hey!
Oof. Damn, okay.
Alright, is... I had the wrong one go first. Never mind. I will swap them adequately next round. So, in addition to the goblins with crossbows, there is one who appears to have a number of javelins, along with a quite a large sword. As he picks up his shield in his offhand, he yeets a spear at you, Stu, with his other.
Oof.
And he actually fucking hits. I don't think I've ever hit with a javelin ever before now.
Oh no. I'm getting back
You take
sound
4
of
damage.
ranged weapons.
This.
Who's taken damage so far, by the way?
Me, I've taken like 12, which is a lot.
Am I not? Am I not like a healer of some kind here?
You are a cleric, however, you do not currently have cleric powers active because of shenanigans.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, in that case,
Walden.
I'm just gonna. Can I not just come over and and attack the guy next to Grug?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm just gonna be here. What do I have to roll to thwack him?
You attack with your mace, I believe.
Yep. Which one's that?
That is your d20 plus your base attack bonus plus your strength. There
Ooh.
should be a macro for this, however,
Is
they
there?
don't always work.
I didn't know that. Where's the
If someone
macro?
who is more familiar with the character sheet can go through this, as I have everything just as, physical dice.
Do you have your weapons statted in like the weapons?
Mace heavy, one hand. Yeah.
In that case, try and roll with that. The attack macro is the dice
Sorry,
all
I
the way on
barely
the left.
heard you. What did you say?
It should be the dice all the way on the left, like the
This one.
underneath weapon one.
It says flank 1 equals yes.
If you are flanking, then it would be. But I don't
You
think
are
this
not
guy.
flanking.
No, I'm not flanking.
You're both on his forward face.
And then just use the first roll. But you can see the bonuses, hopefully.
Okay, I have no idea which one it is then, because I could. I'm sorry, I really can't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
This one turn you right up because it's really quiet.
It's not that quiet.
It really
I
is
can
for me.
It's because my volume dilates, I think.
I think it's just Discord balancing usual nonsense. Okay, so I have 3 options. One is full attack. One
Pick
is
the first
damage.
one. All the way on the
Uh,
left.
That one had the flank thing.
Yes. Just keep a 0 for that option and then
Ah,
submit.
right.
I think.
Power attack.
Nope, you're not using
Nope.
Attack bonus.
that. 1 from Korak. Cool.
Okay.
Yes.
Power attack bonus. Right.
I've
Where's...
inspired your courage. You also get a +1 on your damage, assuming you hit.
What's the power attack bonus? Where's that?
It's
It's
0.
not. You're not power attacking.
All right,
not
cool.
applicable.
And additional damage bonus.
1 from Korak.
Oh,
So
okay.
You do not hit him as he manages to parry you with the staff of his poleaxe.
How utterly embarrassing! All that effort.
Yeah, as I say, I don't like these character sheets for that reason, but I do like that they have all of the skill listings.
yeah.
Right. Well, there's lack thereof on mine, I think.
I'm
Wow,
not even
yeah.
sure that
Well, if-
included the base attack bonus for the character, but we'll figure this out at some point.
No.
Is it 7 plus 1 and then
+1.
Yeah, I
Something-
think it included his class base attack bonus, but
You don't have a base attack bonus recorded. Let me.
I'll
I'll go
if
to the
you
D&D
top, it
wiki
says
while.
0. It says it puts 0 as his base attack bonus. If you look at the
No,
really
I'll go to the
complicated
D&D wiki.
section. Yeah,
Also, his initial roll was a
But,
16. Though.
yeah,
But,
as well,
which
which is better,
terrific.
honestly. That
Yeah.
Probably
probably
has a
hits.
strength modifier of like plus his base attack bonus, which would come to about.
So a cleric. Click the right one. At 3rd level has a base attack bonus of +2.
Right, so that would be a total of 19 for the if you're using the initial, because it's +1 from strength and +2 from base attack bonus.
Yep, you have hit with that roll. I say this is why I don't like the macros. I say once you've got more familiar with your character, it's much quicker to just roll dice.
Yep.
Wait, I hit something?
Yep.
Fuck it, I
With
can
the
install
first
now.
roll.
We're done.
Cool. You need to roll a d8 for your mace.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Woo!
+1.
A +1 plus your strength bonus. I'm gonna put it this way: you have finished it off as you strike it in the neck, and it kind of twitches for a minute, the moment, and stops.
Can we claim his poleaxe?
I mean, you
think we can.
could. However, you may have some difficulty doing that at this.
Oh, I don't mean me. I mean someone a little taller that might find it enjoyable.
Oh, okay. Well, it is
Let's
Mr.
try
Man's
that.
go.
I might actually have a look at the poleaxe, because if I could carry it and wield it, it might be good for me. I don't know, though.
Oh yeah. Stand behind us, fire your
Yeah.
bow.
Yeah,
and
I was
then
gonna
switch to.
sit here, and if I'm in either here or just next to the tree. Ah, that's perfect. There we go.
We're doing Operation Hide Behind Coat Rack.
And I'll
I-
take
my
a single shot
singing
at
will
this guy.
protect you.
Oh,
20
you can
plus
take.
7.
I think it's a shot
Bruh.
as you've moved.
Yep. A single accurate shot, which
Yeah.
may or may not hit. I don't know their AC, so.
Managed to punch a hole into one of the weak spots of its armor.
Oh, hell yeah. Do I get plus and damage for Korak's FC song?
No, that does not apply to bows.
Wait, what? It doesn't?
No, bows do not gain additional damage for most means because it's the. It's like you wouldn't gain additional damage to bullets. The bullet does not become magically attuned, sort of thing.
Well, it just says weapon damage rolls.
Yeah, well, it generally does not apply to ranged weapons unless they have special characteristics, essentially.
Oh, it means I need to get a magic bow at some point. Alright.
Yeah.
I do 3 damage then. So.
I have that recorded. I am lazy. Need to remember how you set up the appearance for the thing so you can see how hurt they are, but not exactly how hurt they are, sort of thing.
Hey.
Stoicism. What will the coat rack do?
Ah, yes. I will. I will advance upon them while singing menacingly. And by that, I mean, yes, exactly what I said.
Okay.
If
So you're
you
going
charge,
Shrek
you can.
1 approach.
If you charge, you can use W movement. By the way, just means that you can
What
only
is?
attack after.
Wait, charge, does that use up more than just the move action?
Charge is a full action, but you get to make an attack at the end of it.
A charge van attack at the end of it's just kind of a awkward shuffle.
You know, actually, I'll do that. Instead of singing, I'll just charge him. Because
Alright.
the music effect will last for 5 more rounds.
Cool.
And you get a
Okay.
+2 to hit, I believe.
Okay. Well, I don't have brilliant. Okay, so 2 for the attack. Just go with that. Plus.
Fair, if you just have a notepad document of what all your rolls should be, you can do that for Elise and just roll d20s. You
Use,
take a swing at it, but it dodges out the way.
make a sheet on Mythweavers. It's really handy.
Oh, actually, that should have been +5, so 14. I don't know
The
if that
result
changes
is the
it.
same.
Okay.
Dodges out the way as it sees you. So, hello, Leona. Grug.
Grug. Alright, I'm gonna do the thing of charge Archerman and then bash his, which tends to be useful.
Understandable.
Oof.
Well, you hit him. That plus 12 to hit's quite a brutal one.
Yeah, it's because I'm charging and I've got the bonus from Korra.
Mm-hmm. So, this is kind of some lumpy mist. That would be the best description.
Lumpy
Well done,
mist.
Grug. Well done.
Grug
Excellent.
smash.
It's like liquid dust. It's one of those things that doesn't really make sense.
Grug seems rather content with himself. And that'll be it for my turn. The what you could assume is probably the second in command steps around the tree and promptly strikes at you with a rather heavy sword, hitting you and doing 8 damage. Correct.
Okay. Lied.
The one in melee with you pulls a knife and shanks you for 2 damage.
Applied.
The remaining 2 of the crossbowmen both fire into Grog, having just had the somewhat panicked moment of, oh god, what did they just do to Charlie?
Is
One of
Charlie
them
in the
hits.
trees?
Charlie is now all over the trees, the floor, the road, Grug. The other
Charlie,
one,
don't serve.
you take 7 damage as a crossbow bolt thuds into you from behind.
Cowards. How
I'm
far
in
can
their
I move?
face. That's a good question. I think 5 square.
Oh, that's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't get close enough to help coat rack really, can I? I can at least move in that direction. I'm sure Grug can just run through the other one anyway.
What if you charge?
I don't think I
It's
can.
like
Can
they set up an ambush or something.
Wait,
I'm not familiar with the charge thing.
So,
You
double
can
your
move
movement.
double, and it gives you a slight advantage to attack.
Oh, so I could charge then into that guy to coat rack's other side then. Just finish off that movement.
Yes. It has to be in a straight line.
Okay, well I can't do a straight line because I wouldn't be able to do that, would I?
Well, it's an uninterrupted straight.
Oh,
You can
okay, in
move
that case, then
diagonally,
bang.
but you can't, take a turn during your charge.
Gotcha.
Zigzag.
It's just an alteration. That's all. I just lost control.
Alright, so your attack is a... Well, you have a +2 to your attack. You have... Let's have a look at your character sheet.
Inspire courage.
You have a +1 modifier for that. So, where's your base attack bonus? Your base attack bonus 2. So, your melee attack bonus is 3. This is conveniently on the bit of your sheet that says melee attack bonus. So you can actually just roll without the weapon, and just roll the melee attack bonus on the front sheet, which is in the box next to one marked feats.
Marked what?
So on the right side, you got the list of things. You got
No, I
feats.
didn't hear you say the word. That's what I...
Yeah. So next to feats, on the left side of the sheet is your melee and ranged attack bonuses. There's a little dice at the end of it. You can use that for the melee attack bonus, which is then the default hitting with things, but not a specific weapon profile.
Right. While I'm not going deaf, I still have no
Okay.
idea what word you said.
Okay. Not sure what's wrong with the audio. So, melee attack bonus is the
Yeah,
bottom.
on melee attack bonus. Yeah.
Okay, there is a little dice next to it. Roll the dice on the line of melee as opposed to unranged. Cool. So you hit an AC of 13. That is 14 with Korak's bonus. That is not enough to negate its armor or its dexterity.
and it shrugs off the blow.
Balls.
Oof.
Indeed. Mr. Man, all your targets are currently obscured by trees or allies.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick up this poleaxe that this guy has, and I'll give it a
Okay.
test run and see what I can
Alright.
do with it. I don't know if I've got enough to charge at someone. Maybe that guy.
You would not be able to do both in the same,
Um.
as extracting it from its former owner is somewhat difficult.
I'll move in there in that case with the remaining action and like get ready with the poleaxe to eat and get a flank on
Okay.
him.
I'm just checking what the official stats for a poleaxe are.
I found
Because I'm not
one
seeing...
on some third party thing.
Guess it would be a halberd.
It's called a Dermager 3.5 poleaxe or something. But I don't know if that's like
Pathfinder
specific.
might have stats for it, and its Pathfinder is based on 3.5.
Yeah, I'm looking at the equivalent going halberd.
I
is
mean, a
the
halberd
equivalent
sounds
weapon.
cool. I'll take a halberd because I can be the lawbringer.
It's
from
basically it's a heavier halberd because instead of the big blade, it's got the axe and hammerhead, so that gives it a bit more punch. So I'd say there's a D10 weapon.
A D10
But it only
weapon.
crits on a 20.
That's fine. I just want raw
It
damage.
is also technically a versatile weapon, as it has the 3 striking surfaces.
Most versatile weapon ever designed. The poleaxe.
I mean, it kind of is.
I know
You've
it
got an
is,
axe,
but
you've
it's
got a
just
hammer and you've got a spear.
It's a meme on For Honor because of the trailer
Shadow
that they
Malik.
did for him.
Oh yeah, with the Lawbringer.
Yeah, it's
Grudge better.
Okay. I will attempt to attack the guy to my east.
Cool.
Yeah. Which be be +3. So 2 attack the same.
Oh.
Inspire courage.
Yep. So you can fill in the temporary bonuses and use that
11.
melee
Yes.
attack bonus for your
Probably.
convenience. Because it's just a push button as far as I'm aware. And it's
Oh.
much more reliable.
Anyway.
You do not hit.
Yeah, I figured.
You manage to dodge aside, as it is also nimbly dodging aside the other dwarf's attacks. Whether you are not a dwarf, but that is beside the point. Just begs the question of how are you and a dwarf cousins?
I do like how
Perception.
there's one pure
Do I?
dwarf, a halfling, and
Oh.
a gnome. It's like
Yeah.
the small people committee. It's like united.
Listen, I was accepted into the grudge holder family many years ago.
The important thing to remember is, Stu, that they all have knives. It's the itty bitty slitty committee.
Yeah.
Oh no. Did he mean by this?
Wait, who
Grug
has-
shall
I use a sword.
carefully contemplate his options and then run in to smash this man. I'm not
I-
gonna rephrase that.
I technically use
Ooh.
a small long sword. No matter how retarded that sounds.
Okay.
Small looks.
It's like a long sword, but small.
Yes.
Small long sword, yeah.
Yes, a small long sword.
It's like a two.
Anyway, so Glug has hit despite rolling a 3 because he's bullshit. Would you like to roll for damage?
True.
Min-maxers.
Whose ball was it?
You strike a grievous blow to the goblin, and it is actively kind of stumbles back away from you.
Can I taunt him?
I don't think you need to at this point.
Just
Taunt
flex
him
on
The
them.
fact that you're covered in bits of its mate still is already having an effect on morale. So the big goblin takes a swing at Omegon's character and inflicts the terrible blow of a whole point of damage. It's apparently rolling highs for other people. So that's good.
Anyone get the feeling he wants to hurt us more?
My best dice do the least damage. It's great. Right. Shanky Goblin misses you as you are trying to stab their friend. Remaining Crossbow Goblin takes a shot at Han and misses. Yay! It is now Omegon's go.
Right, yes, sorry, I'm here. I'd like to try again at twatting that goblin in front of me.
Understandable.
Am I just rolling a d20 this time, or do I have to do something else?
You can roll the attack thing that you did last time, the melee attack bonus.
Yeah.
You put in the temporary modifier of 1 if you want to. Or coat racks.
Would it be this one?
Wobbling. Yes. You are
Oh.
unsuccessful in your hitting.
Pants. As good as my initiative rolls at this point.
I don't see anything wrong with the 6 seconds of singing causing 36 seconds of us being way cooler.
Can I be a cheeky breaky and charge in such a way as to end up behind him, like nothing personnel could?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like one of
I'm not
those.
suggesting it might result in overkill, but sure.
Oh hell yeah. But we need to kill them quickly, it's the
Do
R4. They'll always flank your enemy and all that shit. Okay. So it's
Never
my
interrupt
strength,
your
my
enemy when
base
they're making a
attack,
mistake, yes.
my strength, the singing of FC, and something else for charging. I get a bonus, I think. And flanking as well. Okay, so
The art of war.
3, 4, 5.
To win but never fight.
What do I get for charging?
+1.
So 6, and what do I get for flanking? Another +1.
+1.
Oh hell yeah.
Well, you hit him.
Okay, I don't know what damage.
Let's see if you could roll more than +1 for your damage.
So it's a D10 plus strength plus coat rack plus charging, and yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Melee is kind of brutal.
Jesus.
The goblin stumbles, but manages to maintain most of its composure.
Well, coat rack will have more bonuses now, so there you go.
I need to draw some new assets, my orcs and goblins. Kodak.
Yep. Well, I will build off the momentum of my previous swing to swing again. Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah, apparently that method works.
You capitalized on the R4, good job.
You hit the goblin. Which one are you hitting? The
The
north
one
or
I was
east?
the one I was east.
East. Cool.
Yeah. So that's 1d6. Okay. Oh wait. Oh, that's in the crit range. So I roll again? Is that how that goes?
Yes. I vary it depending on the weapon and the armor and everything.
That's not a bad roll.
Yeah, that's another crit. You get double the damage. Just roll normal damage, and I will double it.
Oh, so it's ×2, not like. Okay, cool. Anyway.
Yeah, generally it's ×2 if you got a crit range of 19 or 20. ×3 if it's just a 20.
Bruh.
Oh.
Oof.
Yeah, crits are brutal.
Glad you were rolling that.
Brutal.
Do you have a damage modifier?
No,
Oh, okay.
not that I'm aware. Oh, never mind. There would be +1 that I forgot to put in there. So 14, I guess.
Cool. The goblin staggers a little, but main interest is to continue trying to hammer Omegon into the ground like a tent peg. Grug.
Can I specifically aim for his kneecap?
Yes, it will incur a slight penalty. Hit.
I think it's -5, which I will graciously accept because I think it would be.
I'll apply it on my end, don't worry. Ooh, excuse me.
Let's see. This one back.
Well, you've hit.
Did I hit him in the knee?
Yep.
Oh shit, I took an axe to the knee. Or a hammer, I guess. Oh. Yeah, I think you've broken
Hammer
his
is
knee.
Roll for damage.
Grog was never in the IR.
So he says.
Oh, bro. Okay, that's pretty good.
Although the goblin survives for a few seconds afterwards, you basically just tear off its right leg at the knee.
Hit its kneecap so hard.
The
it
stripe
penetrates
of
his
it
brain.
dies screaming seems somewhat appropriate
Oh, hell yeah. Fuck
as it falls to the ground, landing on its new stump.
Oof.
Oh,
If this fight goes well,
Is,
there's so much we're gonna do.
Does this
after
goblin have a
this.
name as well?
They didn't have specific names beforehand, and I'm not going to think of them now as they're a bit irrelevant.
The first one we killed, I think you called him Charlie.
yeah, you did.
Charlie don't suck.
Charlie's in the trees.
Damn it, Bobby!
Yeah, that one should be Bobby.
So the leader was
That's that
Bobby, and this guy was Charlie, I think. Yeah. There we go.
So it's
And the progressively more desperate situation, which is apparently paying off. Their now de facto leader scores a critical hit on Omegon and does him 8 points of damage. Oof.
Ow.
As he buries a falchion in your shoulder.
Falchion.
Okay. Falcon. Okay.
The one that had been busy trying to shank Korak turns around and shanks Stu ineffectively. And the remaining lad with the crossbow shoots Stu in the back
Oof.
for 2 damage.
2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, well, all I can do is thwack, so I'm just going to do it again. Can I do that?
Understandable. Yeah.
Oh, God. It's getting
You
better.
miss,
Bruh.
Mr. Man.
Oh, why am I so shit?
I'll swing the old.
I'm just getting on my rolls now that I'm getting good rolls.
Is there
I
like
never
any?
had good rolls.
Is there a thing called power attacks, or is that not in this homebrew?
It's a feat.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just make the
fairly
flanking strike.
Quite.
which-
I do need to go through proper feats and stuff later, but I'm lazy.
I do have
and
a feat to
started-
pick after this because I don't have time. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been exceptionally busy recently, and losing the last few days due to being crumpled has not helped things.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully next week normal service will be resumed. However, until then,
F a Skog, I guess.
Yeah. So I think it's the same dice rolls last time without the +1 for charging. So. Yeah.
pretty much. So you've got a +1 for inspiring
Jesus
aura. Otherwise, it is standard.
Lol.
Well, you hit him.
And then the damage was. What did I roll for damage?
Is that in your crit range?
D10 plus.
Yeah, D10 plus
2
strength and Korak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is 19 in the crit range for that weapon?
No, it's a 20 only.
Oof, that's
Okay.
very,
It does do
very
triple damage.
mediocre. Less than
Okay.
mediocre, actually. It's bad.
It is, however, enough as you catch your poleaxe. So you bring the point down along its spine and basically just stab through the back of its neck.
Oh, hell yeah.
As it was facing you at the time. That's a rather grisly maneuver.
I've got
As you
movement
basically
left.
just punch it through until the end of the shaft strikes up against its throat.
Wait, can I move
It's
around
a
the
bit of a
tree?
mess.
Can I do this?
You can, but not at the moment, as you will
Oh,
take
okay.
a moment to withdraw your poleaxe from the
Alright.
now deceased. Kurak.
Well, let's see if I can maybe build on that momentum again. No, I can't.
This is sad.
Apparently the momentum was slowed down by the impact of the previous hit.
Grug. Grug shall spend his entire movement running into the fray.
Understandable.
Hopefully. Let's see. I can actually make that.
You're
Very
gonna be able
cool.
to- That's right.
Indeed.
Ya Yi. As taking on its success of its last blow, the goblin swings once more at the dwarf. However, this time your armor turns aside.
Lol.
The remaining crossbowman is going to have a punt at. Okay. Not saying it's going to look badly for you, Grog, but you know when you run into a crossbow bolt, it generally makes it slightly worse. As you take 6 damage.
Oof.
I like min-maxing my rolls. It goes really well for averages.
I swear, if I fuck this one up, I'm just gonna
Respect
turn
those.
that goblin round and fuck him.
It may protest.
Oh!
I'm gonna fuck him in my next turn. I
Okay.
swear I am.
As
Stop
you
grappling him.
stumble, it it gets an attack of opportunity and strikes you for 1 damage with the pommel of its falchion.
Fine. I'm honestly, I'm pummeling his ass the next time.
Well, you know what time it
Alright,
is.
I have a choice. Either charge Mr. Ranged Boy or finish this guy off. I guess I can't charge him, because I guess you need more than 5 feet to make a charge with momentum.
Yes. In theory, you could run backwards,
Oh, well, I gain Black Crusade.
but I'm not going to allow that. 'cause
Yeah, I
it's
was
a
going to
bit-
say, because that
it's a
is
bit
kind of rough.
Well,
Conversely,
doesn't the-
I mean, this bird is just in the tree. You could stand there. There's nothing.
I could just walk in and
Intervening.
attack, I suppose.
Yeah, and you'll be striking the rear, so you'll get a +1 anyway, which
Okay.
is the equivalent of a charge. Also, hello, Karma.
Hello.
Oh my god. Okay.
When you try your best,
You're
you
the
don't
best
succeed.
around. No one's ever gonna keep you down.
Good right.
Well, you get a flanking bonus now.
slash the little wanker.
I
Well,
think.
I am annoyed by previously missing horribly, so I'm going to try not to. Yeah,
Imagine
Yeah.
trying.
apparently saying yeah helps.
You strike the goblin.
Ooh.
You strike the goblin a tiny bit.
Hmm.
It's not looking too energetic, but it does seem to be somewhat, what's the word?
Less,
Frenzied.
less impressive than the 14 last time. It's just a taste of what's to come.
I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move and charge the.
Oh hell yeah.
Could I, as part of the charge, like grapple him instead of hitting, or just running?
You
in-
can attempt to
into-
tackle him, yeah?
Yes. Try and
FC
tackle him to the ground.
I will attempt a reflex save. If you can counter it, I will allow the attack.
Go on, fuck that goblin.
Grug
Fuck him out of the
smash.
Very Grug
Uh,
shaft in him.
Do I get the +2 from charging?
I will allow it, yes.
Alright.
Bro.
The goblin steps aside,
Oh shit.
Oh,
and you. It managed to basically just kind of bull rush you, except, you know, with like the red flaggy thing, as opposed to, you know, goring at you. The The now somewhat frenzied orc is going to turn and strike at Stu as he steps up behind.
Oof.
Apparently, oh Jesus!
Oh no!
Okay, cool, cool. Okay.
Oh no!
I'm gonna be kind, and I'm gonna roll multiple dice for crits rather than one dice and double it. So your chances are better in theory.
Oh shit!
You
Chances
take
are more
14
average.
damage as he basically just
Oh.
turns and full strength just tries to put a falchion
Bruh.
through you.
Are you still standing?
I don't know. I think I'm dead.
I'm still standing.
If you're a negative, you might be unconscious.
You have 16 out of 16 according to your character sheet.
Oof. Yeah, I don't record on the sheet. I just use on the token.
You have 28 out of 16 on your other thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm counting in reverse because it's easier.
I'm guessing, yeah, you're counting up. Okay.
Yeah.
The damage.
You are somewhat over the threshold of oofed.
Oof.
So for now, at least, you are down, as I believe you're 12 points over. Which begs the question, how do you have so few hit points level 3?
I don't know.
You have a really low constitution.
So
Yeah, you just got an average constitution. Alright. So you used to have, what, 8 for first level, and then you presumably rolled 2 4s.
Yep.
Alright. Oof.
Bro.
As an aside, that was 3 20s in a row that I rolled to hit.
Okay.
Oof, Jesus.
And on a frenzied monster. So, yeah,
Well, I've got a
Oops.
pole axe if someone needs it. So.
I'm not suggesting that that guy basically just cut you in half. But,
Oof.
so, Grug,
I will write a song to commemorate his life.
Oh.
the goblin is going to pull its crossbow up for probably its last shot and miss. Excellent. It now drops the crossbow.
Does that provoke an attack of opportunity since he's right in front of me?
No, as it already had the crossbow in hand.
Sure, I have to roll to fuck this thing.
It might need to be dead first, otherwise, you know, you may suffer the same fate as Mr. Man.
Do I just roll that melee attack bonus thing again, yeah?
Yep. Melee attack bonus is
Oh,
your
there
attack.
you go.
Hey!
You have hit, and you are hitting in the back, so...
Yeah,
that
my
will
dick's going in his
apply to
ass.
Okay, I mean, if you want to roll to attack the weapon instead, that might do some damage.
No, just
Otherwise, there's
going
quite a
whatever.
lot of steel between you and it. In terms of...
What am I doing from the melee attack?
you'll need to roll two damage, which I believe is a d8 plus your strength modifier.
Okay. So it's d8 plus 1 then, yeah?
Yep. Plus an extra one for... So that's 10 damage. You strike it in the back as it fells Mr. Man. And you fell it in turn.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Fuck you! I'm gonna fuck him.
Concern. Do you want me a death saving throw, please, too?
What's that?
Oh, no.
A d20.
Okay, what do I need?
Just roll a d20. I will keep track.
By any chance, is this a saving
You'll
throw
be
against
okay,
charm
yeah.
or fear?
I mean, it's a saving throw about, you know, bleeding to death, I think. So
Well, that sounds like fear to me, right?
it is your go, correct?
Hey, despite the fact I seem to know the spell, I guess I can't use magic, so, yeah, I guess I'm not curing you. Sorry!
I don't know how to do it though.
Correct.
I know how to use cure light wounds, but I can't do it.
I can't do
This
can't
is
do it,
gonna
Captain.
sound strange, but could you drag Stu a bit towards me? I have an idea.
He's gonna kill the guy and rejuvenate
Okay.
with a kill.
I will take his life force.
Heal people then, because
I am going to...
Your
Correct.
healing powers, as are normally blessed to you by your deities, do not work in these lands for some reason.
Well, mine's
however-
arcane, not divine.
can we let Stu
It's-
die and just use that silver
It
knife
is
and bring him
the
back?
same issue of the arcane and divine magics do not work.
Well, anyway, yeah, sure. I'll grab Stu and drag him.
Drag him within like 10 foot of.
Bring me back to the north tree.
You can move at half speed because you're towing a,
Oh, boy.
not dead person who is
Well,
in
since I'm-
grievous condition.
Could he run whilst dragging him?
Well, I devoted my entire turn to just moving. So.
He is within a diagonal
Alright.
5 foot at least, so.
In that case, I'm going to use my epic ability because someone is in imminent danger. All right. Question, Skog.
Yes.
Does the I need to know this for the purpose of the ability. Does the alignment of the is it not lawful neutral?
The goblin is not lawful neutral now.
In that case, this will be in effect.
It is, if anything, probably just chaotic neutral.
Oof.
You miss.
Grog feels ashamed of himself. He's gonna write about this in his diary.
The goblin attempts to shank you. It, however, fails as it catches its knife in the tree as it tries to go in for an overhead swing. Like, the
Great.
classic ice pick stab.
Earlier,
Screams
that tree,
grapple him to the ground. I have an idea.
that tree had those amazing healing properties. Don't we have some of that bark? Can we stick that up Stu's ass?
Give me the bow.
Well, not. I mean, I would personally put it on the wound, if anything.
Okay,
But okay.
nature's
Do that too.
enema.
Do that too. We got 2 pieces of it, technically.
Some
God, this is
alternative healing power.
Yeah, I mean,
It's when
experimenting with
fucking-
rats. I mean, surely we got some useful stuff out of that.
When Bear Grylls shoved water up his ass when he was on a days.
There's salt water.
Yeah, but it
If
was
I
just
remember.
it was so wrong
Is that
because they
one
like
of-
filmed it.
Better drink my own piss.
Yeah.
I don't,
My wife
don't
has
know
left
what
me.
to do,
Better
by the
drink
way.
my own piss.
what should I do? Just move 5 squares forward, I guess? Because I can't really do anything.
Yeah, you can move diagonally as well if you want to. There is
1,
still
2,
a
3.
live goblin that you could technically attack, actually.
Oh, 5. Here we are. I can
Could you
attack him,
maybe
yeah?
grapple him and not kill
How do I grapple?
The same. Roll a base attack.
Which is the melee one again?
The one that doesn't say ranged.
Cool.
Technically,
be-
grapple is different, but grapple is gay.
Dude, the grapple rules are very autistic.
You manage to catch the goblin and restrain it at least partially.
Hey.
Mr. Man, please roll to not die.
Oof. Bruh, die.
Oh, see ya.
So,
Oh.
I'm not seeing a result yet.
Roll again. He didn't see it.
quick,
Well, what's-
quick, delete the message.
Delete
Oh,
this.
2. Oh dear. Okay, so you're
Can
one
we
for
not
one.
drag him back to the other lands or something?
I mean, he's got like potentially 12 seconds to bleed to death. It might not get very far.
Use natural
So-
healing.
Since I really, really want this to work, does my strong emotions in any way help me be able to cast that spell I know?
Not at present, no. But
You
don't
say not
worry,
at
all will become clear.
Well, if it doesn't
Prob-
become clear within 6 seconds, I might be too late for it.
It's fine. I have a
So-
plan.
So I am gonna worry. But anyway, okay. Grug, is there anything else you wanted me to do other than get him here?
Oh yeah, just keep him there. Oh,
Okay,
Good-
then I guess
good-
I'll
good.
just go for an attack.
Bruh.
don't kill him, please.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Just grapple him.
You
I-
hit. And you do 4 damage.
Die, you bastard.
Come out, ye blacks and tran. Grug!
Grog will carefully contemplate his options and try and bash the man's skull in and use revitalizing.
Alright.
Does that hit?
Yes.
Alright.
Generally, a 20 hits most things.
Double oof.
Alright, Stu, don't worry, I've got you, buddy.
Feed on the energy of this goblin. Fuck.
So, with the energy of your character in its approach to the rats, you basically just cave in this goblin's skull, using its helmet as an accelerant.
Alright, buddy, you're gonna be okay now.
Oh my god, your character's holding some kind of very hot mush at this point that appears to be without a head.
I found out that I've just unlocked this ability.
Can,
so
can
it's
we
very-
can we stick Stu's head
Oh,
on
bruh.
it and make it
What?
now?
So
If Stu's dead, can we not just stick him on one of the goblin bodies?
So me and Grug saved him by me dragging him closer while Grug killed the thing.
Cool. Is that 18, what's the word? The amounts to heals.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Woo, lads!
Oh yeah. I can only
Uh,
use it if someone is like in extreme danger and the dude I'm hitting is like opposite my alignment or just not lawful neutral. It's worked out
I
pretty
do
well.
like that you just use the life of evil creatures to heal your buddies.
Yeah. Also, it's quite appropriate how I healed as much as I
Yep.
And you said it had to be within 10 feet of him?
specifically.
Oh, hell yeah.
I didn't know why you wanted me to drag you over there, but
Now you
Nicely
do.
done.
Nobody's on a dusty
Ah, fuck.
Curious side effect of
Oh no, there's trees. Oh shit.
Oh,
the
shit,
tree's
speak-
leaves burst into well, being leaves. It's rather strange.
Huh.
The combat is technically over.
Yay!
Grog
Right.
shot, pet the tree.
We've got
We
a
just
lot
had a
to
guy
do.
we just had a guy go from seconds to death to in great
Get up,
shape, and,
yeah.
we're more confused about leaves appearing.
I think we
King.
should stream here before we fuck
This,
it up.
this
even
is the
further.
power of North FC. There we go.
Yeah. The
Praise
fucking
Tech.
hammer chiropractor.
Right, here's what we're gonna do, by the way, my idea. We're gonna strip all the bodies and figure out what we need to loot and take with us, because they
Fuck 'em.
probably have some good gear. And then we're gonna stick their heads on pikes as a warning to other evil fucks
Hey.
not to fuck with North FC.
Yes.
God, fucking
As-
North FC.
Thus to all South FC.
Yep. This is a gang war now against the
Ah, in it
As-
blood.
I just need to check a thing.
Wait, goblins have a language. Oh, do they have a written language? No.
I think it's the thing where
Ah,
goblins
I had
are
not
suspicious of
remembered.
writing.
Anyway, I'm just saying that like we could put up a sign saying this is what you get and sign it dean of the college.
As the evening light slowly lengthens out and you're no longer blinded by the sun, there is, if it lets me fucking do it, some large burial mound type looking things emerge from the glare of the sun. Apparently the goblins had picked the exact moment of like the sun setting to take advantage of the light. There is also a strange purple haze coming from the near vicinity. Yeah, that's about right. Fuck it.
I'll pick up my pole axe. There we
Hmm.
go. Do we want to check through these bodies and then we'll leave our totem pole of like.
Oh yeah,
fucking
let's
skulls?
loot these guys first. Like,
Anyone else
get-
notice the creepy thing over there to the east?
Oh yeah, but this sick loot though.
Yeah.
Both my screens just turned completely white for a second there, so that's reassuring.
We still got that chest on us.
Yeah.
Probably.
So is that a
Alright, not
statue
quite
or a
sure what
person?
Wherever he is, we're gonna flex on him by ignoring him and then getting to him when we're ready.
When he sees us, we'll just
My
stab.
computer feels ill based on its current Reaction to things? Yeah.
Oof.
My roll 20 appears to have crashed, and or my Mozilla has, I'm not sure.
Use an alternate browser.
Not really, because it's the why has it crashed. Yeah. I'm just going to reload this window.
It still shows you as here, but
Oh, yeah. I'm just, it wasn't letting me do anything.
oh yeah, no, I was just saying.
I'll
like,
check
it's,
in with the chat.
according to Roll20, you are connected.
Pasta
It's telling us.
It's only going to take me a second. It's just.
says, "Why would you capture a precious goblin?"
Okay, so it did actually do the thing it said it did before it yeeted my screen away.
What, showing us that aura?
Yeah. There's some mounds around what appear to be a set of standing stones that I have poorly represented. There is a large well which appears to be emanating a strange purple light.
Standing stone, black square, same thing.
Cool. Let's just loot these bodies then, shall we?
Yep.
Alright.
We'll search for weapons first, I guess.
Okay.
And
You
compile what
find
we've got.
a handful of kind of bullshit knives.
Bullshit knives. Okay.
Handful of, kind of.
Handful of.
You also obviously have the poleaxe. There is a rather nice falchion. Seems very old and cared for. It has a wafer thin blade. Makes it rather sharp and
falchion.
What's that mean?
yeah. And there is a very rather stout oaken shield.
Ooh.
That seems strangely light, considering
Better
its
shield, you
construction.
say? Actually, is it better than the shield I have?
It's lighter at least. It seems to be about as heavily constructed.
Can I take the shield,
So,
please?
you say
Yeah.
oak, as in the same material as that freakish self-regrowing instantly tree.
I mean, oak is a standard material for shields. Yes, it is
Yes.
the same type of species of tree. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What if it's healing properties? That'd be kind of cool.
Anything else?
Try chipping a bit of an edge off of it.
You also find 4 rather basic crossbows and about a dozen quarrels left.
So we could have some ranged here for those who don't have it.
Yeah, they would not be very useful for you. They are
Oh, in that
quite
case,
badly made.
Some
I'll take the
shitty
shield.
orc
I'll take the shield though,
crossbows.
because that's handy.
Alright. Does the armor they wear look decent or better than what we have?
It would not be a good size for any of you.
Alright, fuck it then.
Not the armor of that guy that got turned into mist.
We could take some of, like, if they have, say, chainmail on
Yeah,
them,
we could take
we
some of
could
it for
take some of that
selling.
with us as
Yeah.
we do with the blacksmith. You might
I
be able
mean,
to-
you could collect it up for its scrap weight at least, but it would be an inconvenience to carry, at least in the, short term.
foreseeable future. True, and we've still probably got fair ways to go. In that case, just leave it behind then.
Leave the armor. Do they have any personable items such as silver coins or whatever on them?
Nothing that seems to be very productive.
I mean, I guess they wanted
There's
our
a few
stuff.
odd, like, rusted trinkets and things, but nothing that looks valuable.
This is all shitty.
Rust.
Okay. Right, let's cut off all their heads and put them on spikes as a flex.
I would like to. Someone has a dagger. I would like to use that to collect their. And
All
We
Yeah.
did just
right.
get some off them actually. We got some daggers off them, didn't we?
Yeah,
just,
we use their own shitty knives. We're not fouling our own good knives on these boys.
Damn right.
Exactly.
My weapon's shit anyway. I probably should switch for a dagger.
Well,
I
I've
wanna
got
have
it
a
in the loot
necklace of
cart,
looks
so...
like elf ears.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, I'm not going to stop you.
I think we'll take all the
My
good
sword is
stuff.
already tainted by their
Um,
blood.
Yeah, I think we'll take the poleaxe, the falchion, and the shield with us, because that's like the good loot. And I guess if anyone wants the crossbows, they can have them. I like crossbows, but they seem like shit ones, so I'm not gonna bother.
Oh, can I use the? Oh no, wait, they'd probably be too thick because it's a crossbow. Probably won't be able to use that to make a necklace. With
Middle necklace.
large iron.
Uh-oh.
So what would you like to do, Darius? The summary, apart from, taking trophies and whatever, that I'm not gonna trouble with making you roll for. I mean, if you can't cut an ear off a dead goblin, I mean,
What are you
are
even
you even
doing?
adventurous?
Yeah, basically.
Are we allowed after that to stick their heads on like little sticks or something and just make it?
I mean, you need to spend some time cutting the sticks down, sharpening them,
Yep,
putting them in the ground.
I'm totally
It'll
gonna
take
do
Before we
that.
do,
Yeah,
We
can
could
do
mount
it.
their heads on their own weapons.
I
Yeah,
just
let's
love how
do
there's
that.
an eldritch ritual going on, but meanwhile we're too occupied
No, fuck.
with mounting heads on legs.
No, because we need to flex. You know, like
I'll stand on
reputation is
lookout
more
while I think
powerful
of
than
a-
strength sometimes.
If
Well,
only
maybe
ritualists were here to draw this.
I'll stand on lookout and, I'll, like, in my head work on a song to commemorate the occasion.
Another FC song.
Something about dragging a guy through dirt.
It needs to be
till he
like a
came back
football
to life.
hooligan chat, like "Gobos, you fucking shit, Gobos" or something like that. Something dumb. Alright.
Oh, gobby.
My goblin
A
neighbor
mass,
has
a
his
mass,
foot at the
pump the
purge.
goblins full of gas.
Right, do we do that, Skog, or do we need to roll to make sharpened heads?
It'll take you about 20-30 minutes or so, but you can make some crude, like, stakes and put goblin heads on them.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's
a thing you can do.
While this is happening, can I heal myself in between with natural first aid?
You get 1 point a day doing that. So
Okay.
you're away up. So,
I'll leave that for now.
for now at least, I wouldn't.
We're very careful. we
So
can
apparently there's an
maintain our
absolute
health
mad
plus
lad
that.
starting in just less than an hour's time. So
Rip.
I might have made more content than I expected for today, apparently. I thought this would be like maybe 2 hours at most, and
No.
technically you've got through encounter number 1.
Oh, hell yeah.
Way,
No.
I don't mind. It's great.
It's
you
okay.
know,
Next one's
stuff's happening that I don't have to like bullshit about.
Exactly,
You guys are
yeah.
doing it on your own.
Yeah.
Okay, one last logistics thing then.
Literally calling us on our bullshit.
Where are we gonna put all these heads? Where are we gonna arrange them?
I was thinking
Near
on
the
the
road,
road,
probably.
yeah, like
Yeah.
like
I mean,
along
you
the
Blood road or is it
have-
blood road? 'Cause I can't tell.
You have 6 goblins.
yeah, like one.
Well, you have 5 goblins. You have 4 goblin heads. Had to evaluate that number a few times.
Alright.
As you killed too much 2 of the crossbowmen.
Oh
So-
yeah, Grog ran through him, didn't he?
Yeah, you punch one's head in, and the other one you just kind of imploded.
Well, that one I was figuring we could just leave a pile of gore.
We can also write
could draw a
courtesy of North FC and rocks or something.
Oh yeah,
we,
just
like,
shove
we-
North FC into the chest.
Well, I think we should stick with the blaming, like the was it the dean of the college says hi.
True. Yeah.
Oh god, it's like Shrek.
Oh, those goblin heads. Glorious. Absolutely glorious.
Skog, you should probably remove the ears from the heads.
That's a good point.
As
Fuck it.
Grog will have tried to fashion a necklace in the meantime.
Oh, that's not how you spell it.
Metal
Fuck.
Very nice.
Dyspraxia.
I'll work this down, everyone. Stream's over. See you, everyone.
More clear what they are if you leave the ears on, at least, for the purposes of the drawing.
Doing this with the mouse is horrible.
Stay away from my stuff, baby Yoda.
Oh no.
Well, I think we've got a thumbnail for the stream.
Where is it?
Just let me get a screenshot.
I need to write
of that.
North's FC for life, don't I? That's how I need to finish it.
Say as documents pictures. Well, I'll update that later. So you have made a grisly set of trophies. You have collected some ears. The strange kind of dude off to the right seems fairly unfazed by what you're doing.
That's fine.
Oh, we should probably say hi.
Yeah,
is
let's- right.
settling in. However,
Lads, let's reconvene and go see what this cheeky breaky's up to.
I know it's cheeky.
Yeah.
Guys, I've been watching him this whole time and he's done nothing.
I've just realised we're basically just store bandits from Stalker. It's point.
Maybe just have a little wank.
Get out of here, stalker.
We're not really bandits, we're more like
Wait, is the light
just the
like
learners, I guess.
closing in on us?
It is quite dark now. I mean, it was
okay.
sunset while you were fighting.
Right,
Oh,
Okay,
you
that's
see,
fine,
Stu,
okay.
we're an army of the good,
yeah,
as Jim could put it.
right.
Player of the good.
Pardon my
Just-
squeamishness, but I'm just gonna stay behind you two for a minute.
Do it. That's fine.
Give me a moment just to reveal some stuff.
Oh yeah, Groger's dark vision.
Yep, which is now going to start taking effect as you're not being dazzled by the sun.
I too have dark vision.
I think everyone does except me, so
As you approach, there is a slight change in the ritual stone. It seems to have taken on a what was a shallow pool has now become a strange, ominous purple liquid.
Should we be calling Ghostbusters first? Is it Vigo?
No, however, it's not.
do you go upside
what I
down?
meant
Should
to
it-
do.
Shit.
Did you do a backflip?
Oh fuck!
He's seen us. Don't move. He won't be able to see us.
Greetings, travelers.
Hello.
It is such a
Hello.
wonderful evening.
Yeah,
Is he speaking to us?
Yeah.
thank
Let's
you.
fuck him.
Oi!
It's
Oi.
rare to see travelers upon this road. What business do you have here?
Oi, mate, are you an elf?
No, I'm not an elf.
It's fucking Brummy.
I don't like elves. The puffed is.
Elves are unnatural.
I like this guy.
Yeah, he seems
Yeah.
like a solid chap.
Would you like to help me with something?
Is
I
it elves?
could not help but notice you had slain those rather pesky goblins earlier. You used to bring them over here. I can get rid of them for you.
That's not really my problem now that they're dead. I mean,
Yeah, fuck it. You
Grumble
do
roll
yourself,
sense roll.
prick.
it's not like that's my backyard or something.
We're going north,
Well.
man. What are you doing?
It seems
Well,
like
if
an
you
alright plan.
require a little example of my powers, by all means. At which point,
You gonna kill an elf?
there is a general sort of rumbling sound nearby, and
Quick, someone get him a Nando's.
Cheeky.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Oh, this man's a necromancer. Oh. Alright.
Are those
Oh.
skeletons elves?
That dabbing on us, you little bitch.
Ugh. This man trying to flex. This is cute.
skeletons wander off into the darkness.
Yeah, you go get your
Gonna have
fucking
to-
dead bodies yourself, you bitch.
A few trips, because I really can't be able to drag these all around.
If they dry the bodies, I get it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Remains of
that's-
some of them in some cases.
You could have
They're all
asked before we
headless
went
as
to
well.
work of setting that stuff up.
So,
Yeah.
what are you up to?
Oh, wait, hold on. So they only took the bodies, they left the heads? Okay, never mind then. I wouldn't have said that if I...
They didn't
Hang on,
impeach
surely
on
one of those
our...
doesn't count because it was turned. Two of those were turned to dust.
They just get the mushy bits.
They've improvised. They've got the bigger chunky bits. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
The chunks.
You know what? At least they didn't take our, skulls. They didn't impeach on our NAP, so...
That was nice of them.
Yeah.
I just now
Yeah.
imagine a skeleton picking up a prolapsed anus. Saying, here you go, there's a goblin for you.
Hmm. If any of you
Wait a second,
would like
that's not
to
a
join the
sausage.
ritual, you are more than welcome. But I understand if you're a little squeamish.
What does joining the ritual involve?
Not much. It will only take a few minutes.
Well, like, what effect on us would it have?
Oh, it'll be life-changing. Don't worry.
I mean,
I
that
hope
could
light
be a
is
good
fine.
thing, but I would like to know what kind of changes you're implying.
Buy me dinner before you
a bit
fuck
of
me.
this, a bit of that. I'm sure I can demonstrate some of my abilities, should you be so curious.
He's
Are
gonna pull
you
his dick out,
evil?
isn't he?
I sense a degree of magic in some of you that I'm sure you would like to tap into. But enough of that for now. But if you would like to join me, please step up to the altar. I will be more than happy to oblige.
What's
Hey,
that thing on the
Tyme,
other side
how
of this
about you do
purple
that?
haze?
What's it?
Can we just go
Sorry,
around?
I take it Grug agrees with this.
Can you repeat that?
Oh, I said, hey, Tyme, you want...
Oh no.
We are not going to volunteer Penny for things while she is not here.
No, I'm asking her if for her consent, and so far her
Oh.
silence is a resounding yes.
No.
It's not how that works. It's not how any of this works.
Well, I'm okay with not using Penny. Can we use Chahong instead?
But anyway,
Well, we could go and
The-
find 2 more bodies for him if we really want to help
Build
this
Cosby
guy.
philosophy to consent.
We're gonna go get some rats and hope they do.
Yeah, actually I've still got
back.
some of the big rats, I think. To do it?
it may be a little late for that anyway, as the
They
Last time I
rotted.
the
tried to
robed
gift
figure
us-
draws a long and ornate knife from within their robes
Oh.
and places it gently upon the center of the altar, with the blade facing downwards. At which point the purple sort of fluid is drawn up along the blade in a sort of strange, like sort of watery, fiery type that looks deeply unnatural. He then strikes through the, well, in most cases, what is left, the hearts of the slain goblins, at which point they writhe briefly and then turn one by one to dust.
Oh.
Yay!
Hey.
Oi, mate, are you evil?
He does not appear to be listening
Oi,
at the
mate,
moment.
do you follow the dark side of the force?
And then, with this now heavily glowing blade in hand, slowly walks forwards while chanting into the darkness ahead of you.
You guys
Ah,
think we should
fuck.
just sit here like it's a cutscene and watch him perform the ritual?
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Okay.
You seem
You
like
fucked
a
up
solid-
anyway, little bitch.
You can see a strange purple glow appearing from the burial mound in front of you. It seems progressively more eldritch, and there is weird patterns on the edge of your vision that are somewhat disturbing. If you could all roll me will saves, please.
Oh. Oh.
Or what?
Will save.
Will save. It's on your
don't know.
main
Oh,
stats
bro.
page. Left side.
Oh, here we are.
I'm like,
this one
fuck
will.
this. Oh shit, no. Oh no! The 2 tanks, oh my
I think
god.
you've got a nice map. I'll join him. Fuck it.
So, Grug and Cog, As the light briefly flashes, you both kind of briefly collapse to the ground as if you've just been hit in the brain with a hammer.
Oh shit, mate. No.
You are incapacitated temporarily, and with that, the strange aura around the standing stone, like the central altar-y thing. If I can find the right sodding one, there it is. 1 second, sorry. Apparently, I put the aura on the wrong one. Excellent. The winks out. You're left with a strange afterglow that is confusing to you.
I'm gonna check
The
on the people who passed out.
Skeletons
Oh.
stare vacantly at you.
Oh.
Grog? Grog?
However, you can hear a rumbling sound. Builds. Builds like oncoming thunder. And with that, I'm going to call it there for the evening.
Bye.
Because I think this might take longer than it's going to take until Madlands.
Okay.
Lol.
Lol,
Thanks
lol.
for joining.
Yep. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you've got any final things to say before Stu ends it, then say them.
Moist.
North FC for to win. There you go.
I need your ears for my pretty necklace.
I just want to fuck a goblin, okay?
Done
I
that
can
bump.
find you a Twitter for that. Sorry, yesterday I was like, the fuck is this? And now apparently I know why I found it. It's FOMO.
Well, on those lovely bombshells, good night. Thanks for watching.